Hey, it says you are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Adam Henkel here with the Makers Mob, and I'm here with Doug Ferrero. Did I say that right?
Yes,
did
sir.
I say
You got it.
Yes.
You got
Ferrero, like the Ferrero Rochers, like the chocolate things. Is
You
that?
got
Have you? Yeah.
I don't get any checks from them.
Nice. Welcome here, everybody. It looks like we got about 27 people so far rolling in. Let's get right into some announcements. If you don't know who I am, my name's Adam Henkel. I'm from the Makers Mob. This is Doug. He is he's a member of the Makers Mob, and we're super excited to highlight some of his work today. We're excited to be able to kind of learn from his process a bit through some of these projects that he's built. We're gonna kind of dive into one of them specifically, kind of get an overview of some other stuff, and then really I titled this "Building to Last: Furnishing Your Home with Your Own Creations." Doug has done an amazing job, kind of building things for himself and furnishing his house, and we're just going to kind of touch in on that, and hopefully people who are tuning in are going to get inspired by Doug. And that. So, Doug, say hello. Let us know where you're from, and if you guys watching could just make sure you tell us if our audio is good, that'll be awesome.
I'm Doug from Martinton, Illinois. Little pit stop of a town, but it's a lot of fun. Good people, and hi to my family and friends. And that's just enjoying life here.
Before we get into the announcements here, Doug, can you tell everybody? We're going to get into more of your history in a bit, but how long have you been woodworking?
Honestly, about ever since I could hold a hammer.
Yeah.
Or doing whatever.
Yeah.
But, I did do it full time for a few years, but just really all my life I've been around woodworking. My father did it. He retired. He did it all his life, retired from it.
Yeah.
I kind of got into it.
Naturally. Okay, we're going to touch more on kind of Doug's history and then get into these builds that he's done, just to showcase those. And like I said, I'm sure we'll learn something. So before we get into it, this is our beautiful slide. The bonus of joining me on one of these lives is you get your face plastered in some kind of promotion. So there you are, Doug. Happy birthday. I don't know if it's your birthday, but this is your birthday present from me. Anyways, if you guys weren't, this is for members, Makers Mob members. If you guys didn't tune in, there is a live replay available for the members only live we did with Cam from Blacktail Studios. We talked about the epoxy tables and that process start to finish. It's in the live section on the dashboard. If you're a member, you can access that. Also for members, this Thursday in 2 days, we're going live with Chris from Third Coast Craftsman. He is going to be talking all about his new shop and everything, from things that he loves, things that he might change or have changed if he were to do it again, and definitely like the features that he's really happy about and excited about. So Chris is going live inside the Makers Mob on Thursday. That's for members only. Also next Thursday, the Samurai Carpenter is going live. We're going to talk about this bookshelf he made for his son Asher. We're going to break that down and then do a Q&A period, which we always do in the Makers Mob with all the makers. And then the following Thursday, which is 3 weeks from now, John Peters is going to go live, and we're going to talk about veneer work. We're going to dive into different methods and theories about veneering and the process that he uses for that. So that's in 3 weeks for members only. Inside the Makers Mob, we just released the Resta cutting board. Also last week we released the refinishing dining room table, and these are in-depth talks that the makers are doing, as well as John Heiss a few weeks back released his woodworkers workbench, and there are plans and full tutorials available for that inside the Makers Mob. That's the spiel. That's what's going on in the Makers Mob. Now let's get into what we're here to do today, and that's talk with Doug. So Doug, let's go back. We've got some photos that Doug shared with me, and we're just going to kind of talk about a couple of these. you said you've been woodworking all your life. This is a photo you sent me. Now tell me exactly what's going on in this photo.
Actually, that was with my grandpa, and of course, an old picker for the corn.
Yeah.
We must have been talking over some issues.
Okay. So this is you learning to work.
Exactly. That's
essentially
ground workers.
Yeah. So is a farming community that you're from?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's everywhere around. It's corn and bean fields.
I gotcha. And then this is you sitting, I'm guessing that's you, the young lad there.
Yes, and that's with a family friend. He is the guy that hand built his own sawmill, hand built his own steam tractor. You know, just a genius and always working. I have a few things around here, you know, that he built and gave to me. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're learning to, is this like, did you learn to mill from this guy?
Actually, yeah, would go over there and help him. My dad and I would. He was real good friends with my dad, and he and I became good friends, and we'd go help him at his mill. That was a tree that had to drop across the road from his shop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So a little history there on Doug. Now tell us about what's this guy here. I know what it is because I read a post that you did about it a while back, but.
Yeah, and that's one thing. When I'm thinking I was about a freshman in high school, I went over to the shop. Dad had the cabinet shop then, and was wanting something to do. He said, "Why don't you make me a sign for the front of the shop?" So I went, had that piece of cedar. I drew all the letters out, got a hammer and chisel, and started going at it.
So this is back when you're still in high school, still freshman in high school.
Yes.
Wow. So that's, I mean, for Canadians, that's 9th grade.
Yes.
Yeah, 9th grade. We don't do the whole freshman, sophomore, senior thing here. We just talk grades. So this is like, is this one of your first little projects that you would have done, or had you done stuff before then?
That probably would have been one of the first ones, you know, for anything serious besides just helping Dad haul cabinets to a house or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's in your shop right now.
It is. It's hanging up on the wall.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Well, that's the history of Doug. He's been around woodworking. Like you said, his dad was a woodworker, cabinet maker, his whole career until he retired. So let's get into this. It looks like you picked up something along the way from your dad and your grandfather. This project, it caught our eye. Like when we saw this, I love the craftsman style. And Doug actually won our Project of the Month contest with this piece. Tell us about this. Like, did you design this yourself? Just explain kind of the inspiration behind this, the materials you used, and what made you want to build this piece?
Oh, I don't know how many years ago it is, but I bought a Stickley book. You know, Stickley Furniture.
Yeah.
Had like catalogs and catalogs, pictures of their stuff. And that was my dream, was to fill my house with Stickley style furniture. Maybe give it a little bit, you know, what I need for what size I have, things of that nature. And that's all quarter sawn white oak, except for the back is regular, plain saw.
Regular oak. Yeah. Now, I find that kind of funny because I was going to make a comment. We'll get to it in a bit, but you'll see it in a little bit. You did a raised panel for the back, which I'm assuming goes against the wall, and the back of this piece is absolutely gorgeous, and it'll never be seen. So a true craftsman. It's absolutely stunning. I love the quarter sawn white oak. That's my favorite wood and material to use. Back in my cabinet shop days, I was always a treat to be able to work with quarter sawn white oak.
Yes.
So did you design this yourself?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So
all I ended up really doing was measuring the wall space that I had. And I asked my wife how tall, and just kept holding my hand, you know,
yeah.
And she said right there, and it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know exactly what that's like. Hanging pictures with the wife or putting up shelving or stuff. It's always No. Yeah. There, that's it. Tell me a little bit more about. We're gonna move to the next slide here.
Sure.
So just in your process of creating this, I mean, looks like you did this very similar to the way that I would kind of tackle a project like this, where you assembled the sides as. I mean, I guess this is kind of like a cabinet maker way of doing things. You're assembling the sides kind of like an end gable, and then you use the frame to kind of attach it together. So tell us kind of the construction that you have here to put these end pieces together. It looks like you have some through tenons.
Yes, that's most everything. There is a couple not through tenons, but yeah, most of it is through, because I like emphasizing, the work that's going into it. That's not hidden.
Yeah.
But I don't want it popping in their face, but I want it, shown. But yeah, I like the flat panels. That's why we'll get to that other one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why the flat panels all went to the inside, except for the sides, because that's shown.
Yeah.
But design and laying out the legs, trying to figure out how am I going to get the back attached to it, grooving out the legs where the back panels will go into. And it's just a fun process. It's a thinking game.
So you assembled this first, and then you're using I don't know what you would call the stretcher or the rail that it's attaching at the bottom, the shelf, that's kind of attaching it together. How did you actually fasten those together?
Those are also tenons, except for that bottom shelf is actually dovetailed.
The bottom shelf, so you slid that in from the back side?
From the back.
Yeah.
Going into the front legs.
Okay, gotcha. And then go ahead.
Minimal screws, no nails.
Yeah, no nails. And then there's a dado in the back of that side. Is that where you're sliding in? Okay.
That's where the panels would go in, and also that little front-facing piece to divide the drawer. That's dovetailed into the top of to the shelf.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so it's actually dovetailed. You sneaky, hey? You do a lot of dovetails on this.
I need the practice.
Well, you were saying that when we first talked that dovetails is the one thing that you're still working on, right?
Yes.
Now looking at this is you're in the process of making those doors. So you've got all those little clamps. You can hardly see them in this photo, but on the left-hand photo, you've got those little clamps that are holding in the I don't know what you call them, mullions. What do you call those?
Yes.
Yeah. Holding those in place. Now, are those just butt in there, or how did you attach those?
Those, they're overlapped.
So half lap kind of where they crop together.
Yeah. And then there's a slight angle to the inside of the rails and stiles, and chisel that flat, and then actually just glued them in. Yeah.
And then you end up doing it on the other door as well. Now, those bypass doors on that?
Yeah, they slide. Yeah, because I didn't want anything swinging out into the room.
Gotcha.
And so I had to make the track for it.
Yeah.
Made the track also out of quarter sawn white oak. That way the rings would go straight up and down.
Gotcha. So the track itself is made of wood.
Yes.
Okay. And then do you have is it just sliding like the door itself, or do you have any other hardware on there?
No, that's it.
It's just on there. Nice.
Yeah. Sand it real smooth, finish it real smooth. If I need to put wax on it, I will.
Yeah. And then if you see the photo on the right, that's the back where you've got the raised panels. So tell me what you're going to say about that. Cause when I saw that, I was like, he didn't raise panels on the back of that cabinet.
Yeah. Well, that's because I wanted the flat panel side on the inside.
On the inside. Gotcha.
Yes. I wanted everything flat surfaced as far as panels for what's shown.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it was just, in the cabinet shop that I worked at when I was doing my apprenticeship, we would do that as well when we did solid panel doors. If they wanted a shake or flat panel, door, we would put the flat panel on the face, and if they wanted a raised panel, then we just flip it around.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's the same panel. It's just what direction is going on the good side, you know.
That's right.
So that's essentially what you did there.
Yeah.
And that's it, finished. The drawers themselves, there's no hardware at all on this, right? Like those are just friction fit.
Exactly.
Okay, and those were dovetailed as well.
Right, and the top is breadboarded ended also.
Gotcha. What would you say was the most difficult part about this?
Most difficult part was getting that back together, actually, just making sure that all fit together right. And
Yeah,
the dovetails.
yeah. Now, did you finish this as a finished complete piece, or did you actually finish it, like pre-finish it and then assemble it?
No, I finished it. Well, the only thing that I finished ahead of time was the drawer fronts before I assembled it.
Yeah.
Before I assembled the drawers. After that, everything else was stained and finished completely.
Okay. And that's where you use the wipe on poly on the right. So if anyone's wondering what he used for that, wipe on poly, and tell us how many coats and kind of your application procedure for that.
Okay. The first 2 coats is the wipe on poly, which is just thin down poly. The first 2 coats is that full strength. And after that, I actually thin it down halfway again.
Okay.
And there's 7 coats altogether. Wet sanded.
7.
Yeah, and wet sanding in between until the last coat.
And are you using what grit do you take that to? 400?
I was using 600.
600. Wow.
But I like
that is smooth.
Yeah. I like the wipe on because if you use full strength poly, it builds kind of a thin plastic layer. You know, that it just looks kind of plasticky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Using this and doing it that way, it's kind of an old school looking finish on it.
Yeah, it does. It actually has that old school feel to it. Now, I know this isn't what you use, but it looks like is that a Binks little pressure pot that you have there?
Yep, number
as well. And that's what you say. You said you can't use that. That's kind of for more of your cabinetry stuff that you would do.
Exactly. That was my father's old gun.
I was wondering that. I
rebuilt it again last fall and put new valve stem in it and all that. And it's awesome.
I've used the exact same gun that an old Dutch guy that I used to go and use his shop. He had that. So exact same one, little pressure pot like that. This is so now we're going to kind of touch on a couple different things. So the cool thing, the thing that kind of stood out to me about you, Doug, was we saw these photos kind of coming into the Makers Mob from these different projects that you're doing, and I was like, okay, that's quarter-sawn white oak. Okay, that's a quarter-sawn white oak again. Oh, that's the same stain. And then I realized, okay, this is obviously all for your own house because it's all matching and the hardware is the same. So is this is a different piece? Is it in the same room?
Yes, it's all part of the dining room.
Okay. Now I don't think I didn't bring in any other photos, but you've got a wine storage in the left door, and then 3 drawers in the middle.
Yes, there's actually some pull-out extensions that come out right underneath the top also.
Oh, that's right. I did have that photo. I didn't add that here, but yeah, you can slightly see those underneath the countertop. There would be like a what is it? Like a working surface?
Yes, just some extensions to it if you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just beautiful piece.
Wanted to make it kind of as complicated as I could, but as simple looking as I could.
Yeah. Yeah. Very attractive. Is that so? And the breadboard ends, you've got tenons that are into there that you've actually got dowels locking them in.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's just classic old school. I've got an old desk that was made 100 years ago that's made exactly the same way. Gorgeous piece. So tell me a little bit about, this is the start of a table that you made for your dining room. Tell me about you had said that you saw that book years ago and that was your dream. Like what made you want to build all this stuff? Like what was it actually that if you think back, like, you know, this desire, I guess, to make your own furniture, do you know where that came from?
Honestly, I just had the drive. I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's like I just have to build something that's going to be around for way longer than I am. Going to be something for a legacy.
Yeah. Now this table, like, I absolutely love this design. Is this your own design as well?
No, it's called a hay rake table. It's been done before, but
Yeah.
I just seen pictures of it, laid it out on a 1/4 inch sheet, drew it out on a 1/4 inch sheet of plywood. You know, how I'm going to have to do this thing to get it together, and started whittling.
Yeah. It's beautiful. That as well is courtesan white oak.
Right. The base is rift sawn and the top is quarter sawn.
Gotcha. I'm just looking closely at this. Yeah, like that is, I don't even know what to say. That's like, that's beautiful.
Putting all those where it winds off and the circle in there.
Yeah. Those are all mortise and tenons with pegged through.
Right. So that's 5 of them for each little part right there of mortise and tenon joints.
Wow. That's
And
unbelievable.
To get them all to come together just right, you kind of sneak up on it, I guess you'd say.
We have a question here. Kevin is asking, here, let's pull it up. I don't know if you can see it, but how do you get your curves so nice and even? Are you talking about the table, Kevin? Are you talking about, never mind. You're talking about the table, clearly.
Actually, I just lay it out on a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch piece of plywood. I mark where the ends are.
Yeah.
Where the arc is. I take a thin strip of 1/4 inch plywood.
Yeah.
And just bend it around, draw a line. And that's making my template. And then I'll designate either end as the top or bottom of which I want. Most of the time, it's a little bit off from one side to the other when you're bending it around. So designate one end to be your top, and then that's how you lay out each leg.
Mm-hmm.
That way you got the top going to the top on each of them.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just a stunning piece. And then if the table's not gorgeous enough, the guy goes and makes a full set of chairs to go along with it, which is also like, this is it finalized here. What is the seat made out of there?
That is paper Danish cord.
Okay.
And that guy that was leaning up against the log with me, he's the one that actually taught me about that stuff.
Wow. That's stunning. Oh, and then like you see in the background that side table, or what do you call that?
Buffet side table.
Buffet, yeah.
And
yeah.
My wife helped me with the weaving on those.
Okay, yeah. That would be time consuming, I could imagine.
It is. I was a glutton for punishment. When you do chairs, you're torturing yourself if you're doing a lot of them.
Yeah. Again, those are, you can see those, the backrest there is through tenons, and you've got some dowels locking those in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's all courtesan white oak again.
Absolutely beautiful. Where do you find the time to do all this stuff? Like, is this all you do? I know I was asking you before, this isn't even your full-time job. This is a side hobby for you.
No, my wife's very understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll come out 9 o'clock at night and like shake me into the house saying I've been out here too long. So.
She'll say, it's bedtime.
Yeah. Time to go walk dogs.
These are some photos here that I pulled up from, this is the joinery challenge that we just did inside the Makers Mob. Doug participated in that, and these are the 5 different joints that we did with this last 6 rounds. How did you find that experience? Did you do it the first time, or is this your first time doing the joinery challenge?
This is my first time doing the joinery challenge, and I have to say it's helped me out a lot.
Really?
Yes, that's, with the dovetailing, it's all about precision.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
this was actually kind of loosening me up and getting me ready for doing some of that.
Nice.
And
And then this was your side table, the final project from the Joinery Challenge that you did.
you can see what's behind it.
That's right. There you go. You got that piece that we talked about, the hutch. We call that a hutch?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm so excited to have you a part of the Makers Mob community and sharing with us. We just wanted to kind of bring you on here and highlight your stuff to the world or whoever's watching. If anybody has any questions on anything you saw, anything for me or for Doug, feel free to put that in the chat. If not, we'll just chat for a few more minutes here before logging off. Again, if you are watching, you're not a member of the Makers Mob, we got lives happening all in the next, every Thursday inside the Makers Mob. There's a link somewhere around here that you can click to sign up and get in on all that action. Feel free to do that. If not, every Tuesday at the same time, we are going live, and this is our free kind of out in the public live that we do. We're going to highlight members' work. We're going to highlight members. We're going to bring on different professionals that we have lined up, and we're getting more and more people to come and join me on these lives just to talk and learn and interact as a community. So yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you put those in the chat while we kind of finish up here. So Doug, what do you got going on? I know you have something in the background. Let's put you up big screen here. Show it. What do you got going on in the background there?
Yeah, that's another little one for for in the dining room. Matches with the legs and all that. And breadboard end top again and all that.
Breadboard end top. Is there a drawer there? Or is that just?
Yes. Yeah, that one, I'm getting ready to glue it together, so I got the drawer front stained.
Okay, and that's dovetailed Dovetailed Joinery.
And I want to say sorry, Jerry, that my name got up on your winning prize.
Yeah. Hey, Scott Earl Smith just joined us because the Blue Jays are losing. So sorry about that, Scott. You're going to have to enjoy us blabbing on right now. Kath asks, let's pull this up here. Do you have an easy supply of good quality wood? Now, Kath, I know you're in Scotland. So that's going to be hard because we're both in North America.
Yes.
I've done a lot of research in wood supply in all over the world in Europe, and it is quite interesting to see the difference everywhere. Yeah. I could send you, I have a list, Kath. I can get in touch with you and send you a list of suppliers that I've found kind of in your area. I'll get that to you in the next day or so. Yeah, dovetailed, yeah. Kevin says.
Yeah. For me, doing kitchens and building bars, stuff like that here and there, I can buy my wood wholesale. They'll deliver it down to me.
Yeah.
Pretty much what I want to get my hands on.
Yeah, where I'm at here in Victoria, BC, Canada, we're lucky. I've got about four suppliers, I believe, that are wholesale that I can get a really good deal at. So I just shop around. It's not difficult to get the lumber here.
Very good.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm trying to read the chat here and talk at the same time, which is never ends up being good. So I'll just focus on chatting. Thank you so much for joining me. You've got, do you have anything else lined up after you're done that piece that we see in the background there? Or what's the next on your list?
I got some sheet stock back here, getting ready to start on a kitchen.
Okay. And is that for
That's a customer.
That's a customer. So that's a side job that you're doing.
Yes.
Well, your kitchen's done. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed just getting to know Doug and seeing his work, make sure you guys like and share this video. Hopefully you were inspired by just seeing what he's been able to accomplish in the shop for his family and his house. Super inspiring for me to see, somebody, it looks like you're just steady and you just plug away at this stuff.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's what do they say? It's how you eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's You get a bottle of bourbon too.
There you go. There you go. Drinking the bourbon. I should have grabbed a beer or something next time.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Doug. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to wrap this thing up. I don't see any other questions coming in. Make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday. We're going to be back on here with another guest, and we'll be walking through some more projects. And yeah, rookie mistake from the Wood Ninja. What are you talking about, Kevin? How long does each take to do? Oh, that's a question for you, Doug. How long does each project? That probably varies.
Yeah, that's that.
What about the hutch? The hutch that you.
That was basically a month of being in here, other than taking some time off to do the joinery challenge and that project.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Sorry,
say that again.
Just doing it part-time. It took me about a month to get her done.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much. Amazing work. You're definitely inspiration to many with the work that you're putting out. Keep up the good work. Like I was saying, join us next Tuesday. I'll be live with another guest. If you want to get in on learning from Third Coast Craftsmen this Thursday inside the Makers Mob, you can join. Click the link around you. If you want to, be a part of the community, you are more than welcome to do that. Thank you again. Thank you, Doug. We're going to sign off. So cheers. And yes, Kevin, not grabbing a beer is a rookie mistake. I'll try not to do that again. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys in another live next week. Have a great evening. Great morning, Kath. We'll talk to you guys later. Wood Ninja out.
There you go.